Hello. It's welcome back. I don't know if you're new or not. Hello, I'm Maddie, and today this is the first full video I've done in a while. But today we are going through my 2025 bingo card that I made. Actually a year ago today. I made this. And hopefully there's going to be part 2 to this video where I make one for 2026. So I guess there's nowhere to start from the top. But first, for each thing, a green stripe is going to mean I got it done. And each blue stripe is going to be a thing, a line. Okay, so I'm one. Get help. Some I know, and some obviously don't. But the beginning of my freshman year was rough. The entirety of my freshman year was rough. I'm a sophomore now. But for the longest time, I kept just blowing it off and saying, I'll be fine. And I guess part of me in my head knew I needed to do something. But this summer, I actually did do a few things, and things have gotten a lot better. Wait, there, green stripe. Okay, item 2, learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. That was fun. That took an immense amount of energy, but if there's a will, there's a way. Okay, item 3. Fix the lock on my bedroom door. Okay, so my door wouldn't even close properly. It wasn't even a problem with the lock. It was that the door wouldn't close. But one day, when I was home alone, I just decided, I wonder if I slam it hard enough, if it'll close, and then it'll be normal. So I just tried slamming the door really, really hard. And then I opened it, and I closed it, and I locked it, and it worked. So technically, I did fix it. Item 4, stay with, I don't know if I've shared their name, but I'm not going to. Stay with your partner the whole year. We have. Actually, our 2-year anniversary is in, let's see, so it's the 31st. 25 days. Or, no, 24 days. 25 if you include today. But it's like noon-ish. No, it's not. It's 10:45. But anyway, we have been together the whole year. Things have been great. And I can't even say number 5 out loud. Yeah, because of course I'm going to be sharing this video. And someone's not gonna like what I say if I say it, but just trust that I followed through, or didn't follow through. I don't know. Anyway, item 6, continue writing. This wasn't just continue writing. I've done more writing this past year than I have my whole life. I also started going to an open mic poetry slam every other week. Ton of fun, love that place. And but the only person under the age of 18 who shows up, but as long as my dad is there and I have permission to participate. It's a ton of fun. People there are great. Item 6. Just survive. Well, I'm here. So, say that was a success. I'm holding it the wrong. I'm gonna put it up here. There. Okay, item 8. Oh boy. Let's stand up to your brother. So basically, this year, just at least once, don't immediately... Why did I buy that thing? Just don't immediately give in to just him or what he wants. I try to not do that with anyone, but because I've lived with him for so long, it's specifically hard with my brother. I didn't exactly talk back to him because that's terrifying, but I didn't just give in anytime he got irritated. Gain a good habit. I have started drinking water every day, which is really good. I pulled off 2 caps of this. I just need to. Yeah, I've started drinking water every day. I used to rarely drink water. I would drink like flavored water and Gatorades and lemonade and things like that, but I just would not drink water. I now drink water every day. I'm really happy with that. And 2025 with at least a 3.0 GPA. I currently have a 3.9. 9. And get rid of a bad habit. Okay, so I'm also, by saying this, I'm gonna check off another item. Well said, bad habit. I am today is the 179 days clean of self-harm. It's taken a long time to get that far. It's the furthest I've gotten since the beginning of my 4th grade year. So yeah, that's... I just need to hold it like this. So that's checking off item 11 and item 20. Or not item, but box 11 and box 20. Okay, box 12. Get Eagle Scout rank. I did do that. That took forever, but I did it. That board of review was terrifying. Free space. Well, of course, free space. Go to a concert. Okay, I went to AGR. Sadly, they did not perform in my state this year, but they did perform a couple states over. So, yes, we had to drive 6 hours to get there, but I did get to see their Somewhere in the Sky tour, so that was a lot of fun. Then, get your learner's permit. I actually did that on my 15th birthday. So, yippee, currently learning how to drive. Not incredibly confident yet. But, you know what? My brother can... Screw whatever I was saying. I would cut that out, but I do not have the time or energy to cut anything in this. Right, end 9th grade with 1 or more friends from each class. Okay, so I have to think. My first period was study hall. It is a directed study hall, so there are very few kids in there, and I did end up becoming close with most of them, actually. And I think my second period was world history. The people that I sat with for almost the entire year. Still talk to them now. And third period was English. I loved that English teacher. He was awesome. And I did have a friend that I already had when I went into that class. So that counts, but I also made a new friend in that class. And oh my gosh, we haven't hung out in like almost a month now. I have to anyway, we still talk, I promise. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to, not yet. But anyway, I should be able to check it off anyway, but I will figure it out if I can't. But fourth period was math. I hated that math teacher. But there were a couple people in there that we became friends over a mutual hate for that teacher. That's how most of us connected anyway. Then fifth period was my online class, so it was just a bunch of kids in the library. I actually met my best friend in that class, so I'd say that went pretty well. Sixth period was piano. There was a girl that we kind of became friends. I started tutoring her in science, and she started tutoring me in math. So we would get together sometimes during study hall if we were both free and work together on that. And then seventh period, my last class of the day, biology. I'd say there was one person I was already friends with in that class when it started. And then there was another person I became friends-ish with. I have her number, but I also have a lot of people's phone numbers. Anyway, but we did talk pretty frequently. And it mostly started with me, like, hey, I missed class, or I had to leave early, what we do today? And her saying the same thing. Or, like, one person went on vacation, or one of them decided to skip class. One time, someone asked me to skip class with them, and I almost said yes. And I just sat there and thought for a minute, and I was like, okay, first of all, think about what class this is. Second of all, think about your favorite teacher. Would you skip your favorite teacher's class? If not, then just don't skip any of your classes. So I didn't. But yeah, I can leave that checked off. Fill a journal. I remember it's windy outside as to why that thing is still making noise. Fill a journal. At the beginning of this year, or like a year ago, I thought this was going to be really difficult. But I had a journal that I went through. I got all the way through it by the beginning of October, and I got it at the beginning of June. So for June, July, August, September, October. So over 5 months, I got all the way through one college ruled composition journal. Then find a new community. So when I wrote that, really meant like some other group that I can be a part of, that I can connect with. And well, one, I joined a different scout troop. And 2, I also started going to choir. We meet just about every Thursday, but we still go off the same schedule as the school schedule. But we're still going to meet over the summer and that kind of thing. And it counts. Yeah. Oh, I remember writing this one so that I can try to just so that my friends would have something that they wanted to do with me, so that I didn't feel like I was dragging them behind. Or I was, you know what I mean. So it was get good at least one video game. And I'd say in the past few months, this is just a Roblox game, but 99 Nights in the Forest, it might be one of, if not my favorite video game right now. My current max days is 589. And it's like, yeah, that's really cool. But the annoying thing is that when I'm in a lobby and I'm trying to find a group of people 100 plus, I have a ton of people that are 20 and under coming to me like, hey, can you carry me? Can you carry me? Can you carry me? Like, no. Yeah. And already checked off box 20, reached 100 days clean at least once. And I'm 179 days clean today. Have good / mutual trust with one or more people. Because at the beginning of this year, I did not have that. But, of course, over the year, I met my best friend. And he's like a brother to me. I trust him with my life. And as far as he's told me, he trusts me the same way. So, take that box off. That was box 21. Then, box 22. Take on a new / an additional hyperfixation. I was wondering, how chaotic is this going to end up getting? I've ended up finding the Life series. Okay, so I already watched Hermitcraft at the time, but I had not quite started watching the Life series yet, but then one of my friends introduced me to it, and now I know more about it than she does. But we both love it, so now we each have someone else we can talk to about it whenever new things are posted, so that we have someone who understands, and we're both currently trying to drag other people into it. So, having a lot of fun with that. Clean your bathroom on your own at least twice. Okay, so I know I did one time. It was this summer because I had it as a task from a summer program. And then I know I did another time in the middle of the fall because my cousins were coming over. Or my cousin, aunt, and uncle, because they were taking him up to college. And because they were driving him up to New York from across the country. So instead of getting a hotel, we just opened our guest room and cleaned up our bonus room and let them stay with us for the night. But, of course, my bathroom connects to the guest bedroom, so I had to clean that. So, I did do that. That was box 23. The green ones are running out of ink, or maybe I'm just wrong. Hold a friendship from January 1st to December 31st. I actually did that successfully. I actually have a few friends that this task in particular was really difficult because I started online school recently, or not incredibly recently. I started it like September, October, I don't know, around there. But this summer and the late spring just took a hit on my schedule and just on my well-being in general, and we decided public school was not going to work. But I do still have some friends that I talk to a lot. I almost just took the cap off the other end again. And a few of them I actually still call every day, which is a lot of fun. Okay, and read 2+ books. Both need at least 250 pages. It's okay, and life is still like this sometimes, but especially at the beginning of this year, my motivation for anything was at rock bottom. And if rock bottom had a basement, that's where I felt like I was at. But I read 2 books for English that year, and each of them had just over 300 pages. So I did finish that one. So surprisingly, I set expectations for myself that I did not think I was going to be able to fulfill. But I got a complete blackout on my board. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this now, but I'm just gonna put a line through each set. Yeah, what was y'all's favorite thing that you did this year? And if you guys have something like this that you set up, did you fulfill your goals or your bucket list or whatever you set up? Either way, I hope you did. I hope everyone had a wonderful year. And I will see y'all next time. Hopefully with a part 2 of me making my 2026 board. Stay safe, alive, and hopefully sane.